I'm Dr. Anthony Harper here, blessed to be in Israel here in the Knesset building with member of Knesset, Michal
Shir, yes.
Shir, yeah.
Segman. I married a Segman, so now I'm Segman. Also a Segman.
Okay. Well, it is quite something to be here in Israel in light of what happened on October 7th, the continuous war. I know it's not over yet. And what are the top concerns that you have about anti-Semitism as you see it, playing out throughout the world?
Yeah, well, since the October 7th events, massacre, we've seen that it's almost normal to be anti-Semitic. It's like there's an acceptance to become an anti-Semitic just because Israel is being attacked. There's a normalization of this thing. We've seen it in America, in the campuses where Jews were not allowed to walk to certain areas. We saw it in Europe, where Jews were not allowed to cross some roads. And we've seen it in Amsterdam, while soccer fans were being violently attacked simply because they are Jews. And I think that the ICC's decision just made it normal. I mean, it's fine to have we support democracy. We're a democratic state, and we are for a democratic discussion, but not to make democracy as an excuse for the rise of anti-Semitism or anti-Semitism, some sort of a discussion. That we will never allow to happen.
So Jew hatred is really close to anti-Semitism.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's simply the same thing. The hatred of Jews, hatred of Israel as the Jewish state, all anti-Semitic. By the way, it's the same old story. Nothing has changed. It's just different words, different dates in time.
Well, you've been in the U.S. before.
Yeah.
So what have you heard people say in the U.S. regarding Israel?
I remember I visited Washington at a convention, and I sat with some journalists from across the world. Were Americans there, and there were a journalist from Sweden. And I remember asking them, and again, it was back then in 2013. And I asked them, maybe there's something that we could do to explain ourselves better that you think that we are not doing right. Just, you're a journalist, just tell me, maybe I can learn something. And they all just stared at me, tell me, you just don't get it, do you? And I, what? And they said, you're Jewish, and you are the Jewish state of Israel. They are, and they said, even we are anti-Semitic. There is absolutely nothing that you can say or do to change that. Israel could be a perfect state. It could be amazing, and you could do everything just right. It doesn't matter. You're Jewish. And the problem is, and I'm going back to our days, is that this statement that I was shocked while listening to it back in 2013. Now, while Israel is being attacked, while Jewish people have been dragged from their beds, women were raped, men and children and their parents were burned alive, and the things that we heard and the evidence are just horrifying, and still the world is saying, you are to be blamed. And I say, I'm to be blamed because I'm Jewish. This is the only sin that I have committed, that I say, this is my home. This is my country. Israel is the Jewish state, always have been and always will be. And for this sentence, I am being persecuted, and I am being called in the ICC and tell me that I am to be blamed for it.
Is it a lot like being bullied?
Jewish people were always bullied throughout history. It's much more than being bullied. If it was just being bullied, well, trust me, been there, done that. I don't think that there is even one Jew that lives outside of Israel that hasn't felt it at least once in his lifetime. So if it was just bullying, it's not okay, but fine. I'll settle for bullying. We are seeing a process of the normalization of anti-Semitism being disguised as a justice system, or as it's being okay, or freedom fighters, or I don't know which lie, new lie, because we saw lies during the history, so it's a new lie, has been invented only to hurt Jews. This is the entire story. I am sad to say that this story has not been changed for thousands of years. And we are trusting you, our allies, our friends from the United States and across the world, to help us fight this. Because we have common values. We appreciate family. We appreciate human lives. We appreciate democracy. We cherish life. We need you, our allies, our friends, to stand with us and fight against these lies, because it's not the first time, but unfortunately, it's definitely not the last time that we're going to be witness such an event and such anti-Semitic.
And part of that is I'd like to have your message to Christians that are supporting Israel in so many ways. What is your message to Christians?
As I said, our Christian friends are our allies, and we need your support. We need your help because of the joint values that we share. We need your help. We need your voice. Don't be silent. We need you to help us fight against the evil. Help us fight against anti-Semitism. Help us fight against the lies, against the darkness that is starting to cover our world. We share the same values. Stand with us. Don't be silent. You haven't been before, and we value your friendship. We need you again, so that never again will truly be never again.
Well, I understand. And the reason I brought up the bully situation is because often when you're dealing with bullies, you stand up to them, and the only language a bully understands is a punch in the face. They're a lot like terrorists. That's what you're dealing with, is terrorists that hate Jewish people. Hamas has been very brutal, and so Christians want you to know in America that they love Israel, we love Israel, and are supporting you here in Israel in so many ways. I know that Christians have volunteered here to help, given money, and a lot of support, and I'm sure that will continue.
Yes.
And so thank you for sharing.
Thank you, and thank you so much for your support.
It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.